The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today.
Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Help is on the way.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
Just as Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw is set to testify before Congress, ABC News has learned the feds are looking into the company's handling of a separate incident. This one allegedly happening February 27th, just weeks after the derailment in Ohio, according to a complaint filed with the Federal Railroad Administration. As the train moved through Stoneville, North Carolina, the crew was told by an off-site safety official that one of the cars carrying ethanol was trending hot. 5 cars away, propane. But even with those dangerous materials, a Norfolk Southern dispatcher allegedly overruled the crew and urged the train onward. Norfolk Southern did not respond to our request for comment, but it will almost certainly come up in today's hearing.
After seeing a record $3.3 billion in profits last year, I want to hear why Norfolk Southern chose to prioritize billions in stock buybacks instead of investing it in safety equipment or their workers.
Please get our people out. Yes.
East Palestine residents have been outraged, some wanting to be evacuated during EPA-ordered testing for toxic dioxins.
I want you to tell me why everybody in my community is getting sick.
In prepared remarks obtained by ABC News, Shaw is expected to apologize yet again, promising, "We will clean the site safely, thoroughly, and with urgency. We are making progress every day." And he is also expected to lay out the money that the company is now paying to more than 4,200 families there in Ohio. By the way, some of those families will be right here in this hearing room.
Yes, they were right there in that hearing room, and Alan Shaw did show up, and he testified, and Bernie Sanders, who is the chairman of, this committee, actually asked, him to like, what is your deal, man? What is your deal? Why are you doing this precision railroading, which is literally forcing mistakes? I mean, you've got, 4 derailments in the last 3 months, and you're buying your stock back instead of investing in safety? It is unbelievable. So this is why in Joe Biden's budget, there is a quadrupling of taxation for stock buybacks in order to disincentivize CEOs from taking all the profits and buying their own stock back to increase the value of that stock. The hearing actually occurred, and I will tell you, Ed Markey asked him, will you compensate these families? I mean, a guy has a house there in that area where your train derailed. Maybe it was a $100,000 house, and now it's kind of worthless. You're going to compensate that person?
Will you commit to compensating affected homeowners for their diminished property values?
Senator, I'm committing to do what's right.
Well, what's right is a family that had a home worth $100,000 that is now worth $50,000.
Maybe.
Will probably never be able to sell that home for $100,000 again. Will you compensate that family for that loss?
Senator, I'm committing to do what's right.
That is the right thing to do. These are the people who are innocent victims, Mr. Shaw. These people were just there at home, and all of a sudden, their small businesses, their homes are forever going to have been diminished in value. Norfolk Southern owes these people.
He wouldn't say yes, wouldn't say, yes. You just, whatever his lawyers coached him to say, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to do what's right. Well, what's right is compensating somebody who had a $100,000 house, and it's now he says 50. It's worthless. If there's dioxin, or if there's, poison in the soil, or if there's, nothing, no clean water, let's just say, their house is now worthless. So are you going to compensate? I'm going to do what's right. I'm going to do what's right. Okay, Jeff Merkley asked him about the stock buyback situation, and why are you buying back your stock and not investing in safety? What is the deal with that?
In 2021, your company did $3.1 billion of stock buybacks, and in 2022, $3.4 billion of stock buybacks. and as of December had another $7.5 billion available to do additional stock buybacks under the $10 billion stock buyback plan. That's quite impressive numbers for any American company. It indicates massive profits.
Yes.
Will you pledge today that you will do no more stock buybacks until a raft of safety measures have been completed to reduce the risk of derailments and crashes in the future?
Senator, I will commit to continuing to invest in safety. We invest over $1 billion a year in safety.
You noted that you have a list of safety things you'd like to implement. Will you commit no more stock buybacks until those safety improvements are completed?
Senator, I will commit to continuing to invest in safety. And you've seen over time the number of derailments, hazardous material releases, and personal injuries has declined. There's always more that we will do, and I am committed to having the best safety culture in the industry.
You're coming here with 3 derailments within 3 months, and the average in the industry is 1 per month for the entire industry. So congratulations on maybe some good luck over a few years. But at this moment, your team is the team that has the most derailments in the last 3 months.
I mean, it really is. It's an amazing, sort of a person that could sit there and say this crud, knowing that he's had 3 derailments in 3 months, and we're committed to safety. We're going to have the safest railroad. The question to him was, would you say out loud that you will eschew stock buybacks until the safety issues that you say you have and intend to fix are fixed? Would you just say that you won't do any more stock buybacks until your list of things to do is completed on the safety issue? He won't answer it. He won't answer it. All right. Here's Bernie trying to get him to say, will you get rid of precision railroading? Right? Will you do that?
I think all of us are committed to doing what's right, but the devil is in the details. Mr. Shaw, Wall Street, about a decade ago, in order to increase the profits they were earning in the rail industry, implemented a program called Precision Scheduled Railroading. The result of that is that Norfolk Southern reduced its workforce by almost 40% over 6 years. Meanwhile, in fact, Wall Street's goal was achieved. Profits soared for Norfolk Southern. You made over $3 billion in profits last year. I have been told by workers who work for your company and other rail companies that they are now being asked to do more work with fewer workers, and that includes safety inspections. So well before this disaster in East Palestine, we have been told about the potential safety hazards. Will you make a commitment right now to the American people that you will lead the industry in ending this disastrous precision scheduled railroading, which has slashed your workforce and made railroading much less safe? Yes or no, will you make that commitment?
Senator, I understand your concern. I share that concern.
I share that concern.
If you permit, I have a couple points on that. I became CEO in May of last year. Ever since that point, Senator, we've been on a hiring spree. The number of employees at Norfolk Southern today is 1,500 more than it was this time last year.
Yeah, because you fired half of the, half of the staff. You fired like 40% of the workforce. Now you have 3 derailments, and now you're out saying, okay, we need we need some more people. So we'll hire 1,500 back. I mean, it is so twisted and so sick, and it takes a very special kind of guy. If you look who's behind it, those are his lawyers sitting there making sure he doesn't commit to anything. It doesn't say anything. It doesn't admit to any, safety violations. It doesn't admit to making any mistakes at all ever, because stock price. Got to protect the stock price. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to RandiRhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.